If you feel like the progress that you're making in life is way too slow, you're not alone.
I have a lot of areas in my life that I thought I would be further along by now. I don't know if you have something similar, whether that is developing a skill or finding a new job. I just want to think about why that's painful. The only reason that I or you might experience a feeling of pain or frustration around the idea of progress is we had set expectations, and those expectations aren't being met. I'm like the queen of expectations. I try to not be, but I'm always just creating mental visions of how things have to go. And when I do that, I tend to be disappointed because things don't go that way. Another important maybe idea could be that we can't possibly be making progress in every single area of our life at all times. When you are maybe spending more time with family on the holidays, you might feel progress in the area of relationship building with your family and that kind of comfort maybe. And you might be eating poorly and you had built up a routine of working out and eating well, and then something happens and you're not in that routine anymore. If you can, I'd recommend writing down every single area that you wish you could be making progress in. Just total brain dump. Make a clear list of every single bucket that you wish you were making progress in, and be very aware of the scales, that there's zero chance that you're going to be able to be at 100% capacity in terms of growth and success in every single bucket all the time. As soon as you give to one, you're gonna have to be taking away from another one. It's a matter of prioritizing which buckets you are focusing on at each given moment. Maybe we know this and then we forget it. The path toward progress is not this straight linear line that just continues to go up. It is like all over the place. It goes background in loop-de-doops. When you think you're like, it's like, you fall off a cliff. I'm just reminding you of that. Maybe you keep imagining that for certain people who experience success, they manage to just like, pew. And I don't think that that's how it goes. As we go up our steps of progress, I think that the first steps are huge steps. Like if you imagined yourself physically climbing, I think that at the very bottom of this hill that goes up, you are having to like do a pull-up. Like the step is up here and you're like, that's how much effort the first steps take. Dedication, planning, willpower to get there. And then what I believe is that the steps, once you've started, they get littler and littler, because suddenly you can look back and you can say, dude, I did it. I got up the first few steps, so I don't want to give up. I do want to keep going until I get to where it was that I wanted to go. There's this quote that I really love from Julia Cameron, and the quote is, all too often, it is audacity, not talent, that moves an artist to center stage. As you move toward a dream moves toward you. But I do think that some of us, once we have managed to get through the hurdle of the first few steps, we reach the dreaded plateau, where it's just this limbo, this no man's land. It's like a desert. You got to an intermediate level maybe in some skill, but you put it on the back burner. If there is any plateau in your life, you have so much to be proud of yourself for. Oh my goodness, you're doing so good. You are doing so good. All you have to do is remember that you made it past the hardest steps. All you have are these little baby steps ahead of you. What if you had amnesia? You know, the classic movie trope where you just get bonked in the head and then you don't know who you are or something? If you could do a little brain exercise and imagine that suddenly you are a little bebe, you aren't looking at yourself through such critical eyes. You would look at any amount of progress as impressive, and you'd be pretty stoked. You would think, okay, this is better than nothing, so what's the problem? All the negative feelings that you have wouldn't exist in that scenario. Suddenly you've accomplished a lot. I do imagine a future world where people get to live in freedom and people aren't as divided. But I have to relinquish my control. I think that that's something that is a vital step in coming to a sense of peace. Basically, if you are struggling, you're not alone. That's for sure. So I hope you don't think that you're alone, because you're not. Humans are complicated creatures. We go through life feeling a lot of things, thinking a lot of things, and forgetting that other people could be a source of inspiration and help. And we, in fact, don't need to be in competition all the time. We don't even need to envy other people, because if other people that we can observe are accomplishing things, that is proof that we can also do it. It's not proof that you're less than and that you could never, because those people that you envy who maybe have reached a level of progress that blows your mind, they aren't superhuman. All they've managed to do is harness their attention day after day and develop the skills that mattered to them, and then suddenly they had achieved things. Progress is literally just little tiny steps. Deep, deep, deep. Imagine yourself as a little blob, a little marshmallow with legs, perhaps, and you're climbing your little steps up, and then sometimes you go, whoa, and you slip and you start like rolling down the stairs, down the hill, and you feel like you're at the bottom. You're probably not at the bottom, because you've already made steps. Catch your breath and orient yourself, and then you can keep climbing up. You can do it. Keep climbing up. You can do it. Keep climbing up. That blob's gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be able to make progress. And the more that you as an individual see progress in your life, the happier you become. The more love and kindness you shine out into the world. And each individual blob, human blob, that is able to work through their issues, work through their trauma, accomplish what they've always dreamed of accomplishing, the happier everyone will be, the less competition there will be, and the more progress we'll see in the collective. So don't give up. Don't assume that if you don't see the progress in the outside world, or you don't see the progress you wish you could experience on a personal level, that it's okay to give up and that you're not gonna get there. That's not true. You will get there. You will. If you haven't made a single step toward something you really desire, after this video, if it's learning a skill, Google step 1, how to blank, blank, blank. Mentally even going there and imagining that you could do it is progress. So a lot of the progress happens before you see it. It's internal. I hope you're all hanging in there. I believe in you. I hope you believe in me. Let's make progress together. It's all gonna be okay.